Well, you thought I was finna take my character to a barbershop or something?
Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
Nigga. Mike, you know how retarded that sound?
Hey, you
Yeah, my
supposed to make
character.
the greatest game. So
Heck
I thought it
nah.
was that good.
My character ain't got no barber appointment.
Crazy.
Stupid that sounds. Okay. Ah.
Now this phone over
Ah.
here acting up.
What do you mean?
It's annoying.
So we're ready or we not ready?
Everybody, I gotta use one phone.
I mean, why would you be using two?
That's a good question, yo. That's how I've been doing it before. So I thought the phone silly.
You've been using two phones? Bro. Jesus. Yeah. This is real nerds only. Real nerds only. Oh, I gotta do my intro right quick. This is real nerds only. Real nerds only. Oh, it's not even here yet. Okay, there you go.
Alright.
I have pizza. That's music. This is real nerds. Real nerds only. Yeah. Real nerds only. Real nerds only. Real nerds only. And welcome, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Real Nerds Only podcast. I am Pizza from the Pizza Gaming channel, and my main man over here, Mr. Mike, Mr. Wheezy, aka Mighty Healthy, aka coming to take your moment, aka coming to eat your pizza, aka where were you when the dogs needed help? Like, this is the main man himself. We are here to
Word.
bring more and more news to you about everything involving gaming. Sorry for the last couple videos. I know that we've been kind of struggling on that end. That's kind of been on me. My apologies. Being in life, being an adult, it can be kind of, kind of half and half, kind of upsy downsy. It's a thing. It happens. Okay, we get it. But we're here now. This is what we do. We bring you gaming news so that way that you won't have to go to a unknown source, or just because maybe you just, you don't really want to go have to read about it. We talk about it in the best way possible so that way that you are not misinformed, and so that way that you get all the information that you need about the new games and anything gaming and nerdy to come, because this is Real Nerds Only. Starting off today's news, if you haven't played this game already, I already want to go on ahead and throw this out here. Mike, this may even be a surprise to you because you know how big it is to me in this regard.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Check this out. If you are a parent, or maybe you're a aunt or an uncle, and you want to treat your kids to a wonderful game, or maybe you want to treat yourself to this wonderful game, just to bring back the nostalgia of the old days of playing this game on the PlayStation 2 or any other old console, get yourself, excuse me, get yourself this, or get your kids this, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Now, this is an amazing, detailed game, and I can vouch for it. I've played it already. It's freaking nuts. Like, it's so much better than I thought it was going to be. Like, it feels like all that nostalgia is brought right back to me from when I was playing the original Star Wars Lego Saga. Um, and it's just got immersive amounts of detail. It's kind of open worldsy, so you're allowed to, like, walk around and do a lot more than you were in the original game. Uh,
Mhm.
you're able to go through all different eras of the Skywalker Saga. So you're not only going through the original trilogy, you're also going through the prequel trilogy, and you're going through the sequel trilogy. So it's freaking amazing how much detail they throw into this game, and then it's also how much it's awesome. Just I'm getting choked up on my words here because Star Wars is everything to me. Like, I freaking love Star Wars. I can talk about it all day, but I'm trying to slim it down to a little bit as much as
Did
I
you
can.
ever play the other ones that they have?
Yes, I have. I've played like so many other ones. It's freaking dope. Uh,
The Avengers one, I like that one a lot.
yeah, it was alright. I didn't actually mind that one. That one was okay. But that Lego Star
You play
Wars,
with everybody.
though. Oh my god, Lego Star Wars, they have added so many different characters into that into that game itself. There's so many characters that you can play as. Even characters that you think that you shouldn't be able to play as, you can play them. R2-D2, you can do C-3PO, Jabba the Hutt. Why are you able to play as we don't know why. Lego doesn't care. They allow you the opportunity to play as any character that you want, and it's really dope. So my best advice, check it out. Check a trailer for the game online, either at IGN.com or just check out anything, absolutely anything. I'll probably drop game clips of my recorded sessions like into the video itself, because the game is just amazing. It's so dope to look at. So, get yourself that game, get your kids that game if they haven't played it already. It's gonna be amazing. If you're a big Star Wars fan, you'll love it. Add it to your collection because you will not regret it. On the other side of news, this one's more of a nerdy kind of feel. Well, actually, it's more of a movie kind of deal. This one has little to nothing to do with gaming, but it is a nerd thing because, you know, real nerds only. If you haven't checked this movie out, or if you haven't checked out the trailer for this movie, check it out. It's going to be a movie involving the Marvel Universe. It is called Thor, Love and Thunder. Check that out. Look it up. It's dope. It's going to be amazing. For when it is released, I cannot remember. So, check out that trailer online. It's going to be sick. And that'll definitely bring a whole lot of heads to turn very, very quickly. So,
Oh, it's a 2022.
2022?
Yeah, it's a 2-hour and 13-minute movie. And it's July 8th.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Thor, Love and Thunder is set to release on July of 2022. So, keep your eyes open for that one. And be ready to see what just might happen after the movie. You know how people will sit around at the very end of the movie for Marvel films to see whatever else happens next. Be one of those people. Don't be one of the people that get up when the movie's not really over yet. Watch through all of the credits. All of them. Watch it through the duration of every minute and every second until those lights in that theater come back on.
I would definitely do that.
Alright, man, there was another game that I wanted to announce too, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but it looks so nice. When I'm telling you, like this game feels like my friend Pedro. It feels like my friend Pedro, but in a more gruesome and gory kind of way. And it involves samurai play, as a matter of fact. So it's very old schoolish. It's one of those side camera like video games where it focuses on one character, and the mission of the player is to kind of go through and do what's supposed to be done, which is basically kill. But you're going through and then you're killing like non-stop, just bam, 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 just non-stop, just killing. And you're going through to complete an objective specifically for your country. And this is like centralized somewhere, I think maybe China or Japan. I'm not entirely certain. I want to say Japan. Um, but yeah, that's how that pretty much goes. If I find a video for it and I find out more details for it, I will definitely put it down in the next video, because that is a game that I've been kind of looking at pretty hard, and I want to know more details on it so that way that I can talk about it some more. But aside from that, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, get it. And then Thor, Love and Thunder, set to release in July of this year. Keep your eyes open for that. Now I'm going to hand off the mic over to Mr. Easy and see what other fantastic news we got coming up later on this year.
I just got some awesome new news today. I didn't even know they were doing it. The new developer update. They had Overwatch 2. You know, Overwatch 2 coming up? Yeah, it is. So I'm looking forward to that. They didn't have like written news. They had like a video, but it's on my Facebook. So if you want to tune in, you could definitely go there. Or I didn't even get to watch it yet, really. You know.
You haven't seen the trailer for Overwatch 2?
I see the trailer. No, I didn't. You seen it?
Yes, I have.
How long ago?
It's a cinematic trailer. It was put out like I think not early last year, maybe mid to last year is when it was put out. It was just a little cinematic trailer announcing that they would be making another one. Now, as far as them making like a gameplay trailer, I have not seen that. They have not done anything like that at all.
That's what I was thinking. Also came out, and I was like, dang, bro. I was really under about. Okay, they got new heroes and everything on.
Oh, you're good. To my knowledge, I haven't heard anything about any gameplay trailer just yet, so that's kind of a waiting game. But we will
you play Overwatch?
have to see. Oh man, you're gonna hate me.
You never play Overwatch?
I played it a couple times. Was I a fan of it? Not really.
I like the character that's in like a robot and she be shooting people. Like my friend introduced me to that, and I was like, yo, she pop out the robot and just start shooting. Oh, it's crazy. Like, and then you could throw the whole robot and turn it into like a bomb, and then it blows up the whole area. Thought she was cool. Let me see what else news I got. It said PS4 again a remaster of the PS2 code classic this summer. Zoom into that. It said a remaster of the PS2 code classic is releasing this surprise. The remake is releasing via PS4. What is surprising is that it's not releasing via PS5, but it's coming to Nintendo Switch. Fortunately for PlayStation fans that have migrated from PS4 to PS5, the game will be playable on the latter via backward compatibility, while the game isn't not natively coming to PS5. We don't know, but it's possible the port is being saved for the post-launch splash. As for the game in question, it's dubbed Grimoire once more, and it's remaster of Grimoire, a 2007 real-time strategy game from Vanillaware, the developer behind the highest-rated Nintendo Switch game, published by Nippon Ichi. So, Koei.
I'm sorry, that name is funny.
I probably said his name wrong. Koei, dependent on the region, Grimoire was a PS2 exclusive when it was released, and PS2 remains the only platform it's playable upon release. The game garnered a 79 on Metacritic, which is far from the greatest Metacritic score. However, over time, it became known a bit of a cult classic among hardcore PlayStation fans. As for the remaster, it will be out on July 28th, but only in Japan. It's safe to assume the game will come west as but this hasn't been confirmed yet. Meanwhile, the remaster is being handled by the aforementioned Nippon Ichi software and Vanillaware.
Hmm.
So I was like, that's going to be coming back. They said. And
Very
you know, the Game
interesting.
Pass they said is already run the game mutt. What is the game mutt? Do
The
you know that?
game Mutt. It sounds like
Yeah.
a it sounds like a development company or a how do I say it? It sounds like a game studio that makes games basically. Uh, I'm not entirely sure where they came from. I
Sure. It's
haven't
like,
heard of any games that they've made this
yeah,
far, but it sounds interesting
bro.
to put the least. So I guess we'll have to wait and see whatever else they come up with. But I have high hopes that they'll give us something decent.
Well, it's a Xbox Game Pass game for May 2022. Run the game, but Xbox Game Pass has 6 games confirmed so far for May 2022, which is pretty normal. But these titles show how much potential the months have. Xbox Game Pass subscribers get new access to several games every month, with some games known months ahead of time. This is the case for games like Starfield, which launches on Game Pass in November. Oftentimes, though, they are only announced a week or two beforehand, and that builds a lot of interest every time the Game Pass new game is up, starts to get empty. But again, it's never completely empty. More games for Xbox Game Pass be announced. There are already 6 games confirmed. Of course, PC, and everyone loves it when they are big. They're big genre defining games from massive publishers. But a service like Xbox Game Pass has a secret weapon priority. Anyone, no matter their taste, can go on Xbox Game Pass that appeals to them. The 6 games confirmed for May prove this as not a single one as is like it's another. And then that's what they got, you know. So here are the new games at first glance that they and their platform all thus far also confirmed for PC Game Pass -1. They got Citizen Sleeper May 5th on the console. They got Trek to Yomi May 5th console and PC. Yuden Chronicle Rising. I definitely want to play that. I'll just go and talk about that. May 10th on console PC. The Hard Space Shipbreaker on May 24th PC. They got Sniper Elite 5 May 26th console and
Ooh,
PC. Oh, you play that?
yes,
They
sir.
got Pac-Man Museum. I think my mom will probably hop on that joint. They got Pac-Man Museum May 27th console and PC. So those are like the new titles they got in mind. And then let me see, Citizen Sleep. Oh, they actually speaking on it. So they was like, for each of these games, offer something unique. Citizen Sleep was RPG inspired by the choices available in TTRPGs set in cyberpunk sci-fi. Players take on the role of a sleeper, a human mind and body, and must avoid escape the capitalist overlords that want them back. The game is heavy on storytelling and choices, complete with dice rolling clocks that track the world and the player impacts and drives, not quests. These drives are personal to the player and can impact their skill, all while adopting nothing short of pure role playing for its main game direction. And they spoke on that. Then they got Trek Tsuyomi joins the same day as Citizen Sleeper, while decision making and playing are core fundamentals of Citizen Sleeper. Trek Tsuyomi is more about presentation and the main character, a samurai named Hiroki, makes a vow to his dying master to protect his home. It seeks to recreate the spirit of classic samurai, describing its approach as a cinematic presentation and its complete streamlined combat system to emphasize the power and style of a samurai. This is not to say Trek Yomi won't have a good story, but lens by which players interact and Citizen Sleeper are completely different.
Hmm.
Then they got Euden Chronicle Rising. This is the action-based JRPG focused on building a town following an earthquake. Players have to resolve disputes, seek treasure, and form bonds. There are multiple playable characters in Yuden Chronicle Rising, and it managed to capture classic JRPG vibe through its gameplay. It really cannot be put side by side with Trek Tsuyomi or Citizen Sleeper, and that's a good thing for the subscribers. I wanted to play that. That's that Square Enix joint I was telling
Mm-hmm.
you. Hard Space Shipbreaker. Hard Space Shipbreaker blends a lot of genres together. Physical simulation. Players are a spaceship salvage, utilize physical and destroy ships. Whether that's in its campaign, free-to-play mode, or time challenges, there are plenty of ships to salvage and upgrade, and players can take on bigger ships. Then we got the Sniper Elite. Shooters are one of the most popular genres, and the tactical third-person sniping shooting game Sniper 5 is checking off that the box for Xbox Game Pass is in May. In it, protagonist and marksman Carl Fairburn must bring an end to Germany's Kraken and WW. The with a variety of kill targets, infiltration, and players can either do it solo or in co-op. You gotta try that, but they must survive and eliminate their targets, no matter what. With enhanced gunplay and traversal mechanics and invasion player, a survival mode, and 16 player on. Sniper Elite is always about the right shot at the right time. We got the Pac-Man Museum. The sheer variety of action and adventure games, and more here, all great. It's also all very modern. Yet classics are classic for a reason, and Pac-Man Museum is bringing an extensive list of classic Pac-Man games to the service. Pac-Man does not really need any sort of introduction, and these 14 games show off this character and game is a classic. From a certain point of view, this technically means there are 19 games confirmed in 2022, not 6. And that's what they got for that. So that's gonna be exciting. I wanted to talk about this Evo Championship Series early. Anybody's into, these fighting games. I got it early. I was going ham last night on Street Fighter. And Ryu, he went through everybody. I know I could have did that straight up without doing. You know what I'm saying, but I just wanted to put that all. It just felt right. And once I got to the end, I had to put that all black, suit on. It just felt right. Yeah, I finished. After 2 years away in the first time in decades, the Evolution Championship Series is returning to its offline roots in 2022. And there's now an early glimpse as to which fighting games players are chomping at the bit to compete in the most. The early registration rankings of Evo 2022 have now been released, showing all 9 main stage fighters are stacking up the race for headlining finals, which a technically new current leader. As Entranced stand right now, Guilty Gear Strive is leading in the ranks in first place. I'm not surprised. Overall by Street Fighter V Champion Edition in second place. And while the newest Arc System flagship fighter did appear at Evo Online last year, this will mark its first chance at the big stage in Las Vegas, Nevada. The King of Fighters 15 is the newest fighting game of the 9 main stage picks, and continued hype seems to be SNK's latest, well, with it sitting in third place in the rankings. Tekken 7 is next on the list and fourth. But the biggest surprise of the players showing up thus far is actually Grand Blue Fantasy versus holding down 5th place ahead of previously Evo feature major titles like Dragon Ball. and Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. The rest of the rankings are made up in order with Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Multi Blood, Type Lumia's Premiere, and Mortal Kombat 11 and Skull Girls Second Encore. And that's how they got that. They showing the list over here. They got the Evo 2022 Early Bird Leaderboard, so they showing the exact order what we just spoke about. Unlike most previous years, Evo's 2022 finals lineup will be shaped exclusively by entrant numbers, with the most entered games claiming the covet Sunday slots and release on Friday night. If these rankings remain consistent until the event, that would place Tekken 7, King of Fighters 15, Street Fighter 5, and let me see what that is. Guilty Gear Strive on Sunday, Mortal Kombat 11, Multi Blood, Type Lumia, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, and let me see, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus on Saturday, and Skullgirls on Friday. After its dominant performance last year for both online and offline events, seeing Strive holding the early lead for the entrance isn't too surprising, but it is interesting to see that the players seem to be determined to compete in Street Fighter V, what could very likely be the game's final Evo on main stage. While we don't have the exact numbers for the registration, it is important to remember these are only the early bird rankings and could shake up radically before the actual event in August. If Guilty Gear does end up gathering the most warriors, that'll make 4 games holding that honor since 2017, with Street Fighter V, Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z in 2018, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in 2019. Evo's 2022 schedule is to take place August 5, through August 5th to the 7th, with the final set for the Mykolaiv Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. And that's gonna be deep. That's where it's taking place. And that's all the news on that. And then they got the Aiden Odin. Did you ever see that?
I have never.
It's like remember how we were speaking about the GPD 1 Max 2, about to get the AO Neo and all that? It's like another version of that. It's like a Nintendo Switch with Android. Gotta check that joint out. I don't know if you got the picture there, cause you know I put it on Facebook, and after that joint was dead. There have been several attempts to create Android-based game console, but none have really gone to plan. The Ouya, for example, was a high-profile Kickstarter success and disastrous commercial flop. NVIDIA's streaming focused shell, meanwhile, a great streaming box that didn't do much to make Android a better gaming platform. It turns out Google OS isn't a panacea for building your own ecosystem. Recently, through the open nature of Android and accessibility of manufacturing, have let countless smaller Chinese produce their own spin on the idea. You don't have to have sweeping ambitions to build a platform ecosystem. To do is sell a small crowd of retro games enthusiasts. Companies like Retroid and Embernic are churning out cheap, low-powered Android handhelds in a variety of shapes and with the emulation in mind. I never cared for the emulation. I want the real deal. The 200 to 300, depending on configuration, Aiden Odin is a new Android handheld that builds on that approach. It's made by a small company, Shenzhen, without any aspirations to create brand new gaming platform. Instead, entrusting you to run whatever game you want on the device from the start. But it's powerful enough to play more types of games than any of its Android competitors. That's dope though. While its design and control layout give it much more flexibility, and they show you the system, you should definitely check that joint out. But yeah, Then we got. So I wanted to talk about some of these Square Enix. Square Enix is going hard right now. They got a
Yeah.
lot of new games coming.
How
They
many?
got. Well, I still didn't even get to play Final Fantasy. They were speaking about. Um, they got Final Fantasy VII remake integrate, which is another, 7 and everything. They was talking about. They had Final Fantasy 16, the Square Enix. That's to be announced. They haven't set a date for that yet. So I don't know if you played 15 or 14 and all that stuff. They going hard with this next one. Like you gotta see what they doing now. They kind of like using like Kingdom Hearts type of vibes instead of like being a turn-based game. So that's what's
Mm-hmm.
making it more exciting. That's what I look forward to. They got Valerie, Elysium, Square Enix 2022. That's coming out this year. Or I can't wait to have all that on that RNO. Oh my god, yo. The Star Ocean, the Divine Force. They got Square Enix doing that too. Star Ocean. They got Grand Blue Fantasy, the relink.
Oh.
Forspoken. God, that game looks amazing. That's another thing. And then they got Soup Hackers. Then they got, which we spoke on, Euden Chronicle Rising. And then they got Kingdom Hearts 4. I really look forward to that. I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. For anybody that's listening and understanding where we coming from. The DOFL Chronicle is coming out 2022, which is another Square Enix game. And yeah, those are all the Square Enix games that they were speaking about that's coming up.
Nice.
I was speaking to Son the other day when I was in the gaming store. He was like, well, not the gaming store, the phone store. He was like, he want 2K to be having like fights and stuff like that, in it, because people do be getting mad in the sports, and they be swinging at niggas and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he wants that in the game. I was like, I'll keep that in mind. I throw that out there. He want that game to feel like Blitz the League and all that type shit. You know what I'm saying? You ever play Blitz the League?
I'm trying to think.
Oh
That's
god.
that's like Blitz. I'm gonna say because I play NFL Blitz, but that probably ain't
Uh,
nowhere near Blitz the League. Is Blitz the League
nah.
like NFL Street? Am I thinking of the same thing?
Basically, but they be smacking people with helmets. They be breaking spleens, spines, necks. You name it, it's broken. They be wilding on that game. Bro.
I think
He
I've
wants the
heard of
game
the
like
game. I
that.
don't think I've touched it, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it. And that's one of the games that I wanted to
Wow.
play.
You gonna need a doctor in that game, yo. That's how crazy that.
Oh man.
It's crazy. Um, they got pictures of creating a photorealistic eye and skin in Maya on in XGen. So if anybody interested in that, you should definitely check that out. I think it looks amazing for the creative people on this, side of the table on things, yo. And
Mhm.
I just wanted to throw that out there. I wish you could show that picture if you can. Um, Let me see. GTA 6 Insider shares the release date. That's what I'm waiting. I think everybody waiting for that. According to a prominent Rockstar Games, GTA 6 release date isn't as away as everyone thinks. Many Grand Theft Auto fans are operating under the assumption that the next Grand Theft Auto game is still very far away, which is a reasonable expectation considering that the game. Hold on. Considering that the game, let me see. Considering that the game is still far away, which is reasonable expectation considering that the game has yet to even be revealed. With GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, the most recent games from Rockstar Games, 2 years separated the reveal and release. There's no reason to expect this pattern to break, which would mean there's no reason to expect that GTA 6 anything closer than 2 years away. Apparently, it is though, which is good news for Grand Theft Auto fans desperate to play the game. The report comes to the way of Tez2, who recently relayed word that the game is only 12 to 18 months away from, which would mean it's releasing sometime next year. The insider teased this information, responded to the rumors that GTA 6 was booted in 2022, which, if true, would mean that the game is nowhere near release, according to Taz 2, though these rumors aren't true. In current times where you hear Rockstar improve working conditions and trying to reduce the crunch, do you really think a reboot will happen when we are like a year or a year and a half from release? Said the Inside. This is the best news Grand Theft Auto fans have heard about GTA 6 in a while.
Uh,
As previous rumors have suggested, its release date was probably going to be in the back of half of this decade, and this may end up being the case. But Tez 2 is as reliable as they come when it comes to Rockstar games. Despite this, everything here should still be taken with a grain of salt. Even if this information is accurate, it also subject to change. An eternal release date is changed. That's and what it's worth. We heard similar time frame, and that's what they got on that. So you heard that, yo. 12 to 18 months, yo. I hope it's 12. I just want to go to sleep, yo. Whatever you need, yo. Bring that stuff there, yo. You know what I'm saying?
12 to 18 months, man. It's a whole nother year.
You don't know what we need, yo. Like, stop playing with the artist, yo.
Well, you
It's
gotta
like,
think about it. Think about
yeah.
how long it took Cyberpunk 2077 to come out. They worked on that game for what, 6.5 to 7 years before they were
Wow, that's
actually
amazing.
able to release it, or I guess ready to release it.
That seems more in depth than what Grand Theft Auto be doing.
Well,
And they did it with that style. They wasn't playing.
they're having to take the same route because they're trying to push above and beyond the normal spectrum of realism in a video game. And that's understandable for GTA. They're trying to bring it like top notch. They trying to step
That's
up
what.
their A game, you feel me? So they got to.
Yeah.
They don't want it to come out looking like it's Saints Row. They want to make it for real, for
Nah,
real.
don't do that. Don't do that. Games what they playing, yo. I'm like, that's wild. I feel like they could do so much better. Like, I'm gonna try the game, but I feel like it could be. Come on, yo. Give the people what they really want. People like the real that type stuff. That's what I challenge us to do. Let me see. PlayStation Studios banner update. Hence, Sony may have acquired Kojima Productions. PlayStation's. Let me see what this one. Sony Interactive Entertainment may have acquired Death Stranding developer Kojima Productions. If an update to its PlayStation Studios webpage is anything to go by, as noted by folks at Reset Error, the new banner has replaced Concrete Genie and Norman Reedus' character from Death Stranding, suggesting Hideo Kojima's company has been added to the PlayStation Studios family. If this is the case, then expect an announcement sooner. It's interesting to note, however, that Sony added Haven Studios to the banner, which were acquired earlier this year. Kojima-san founded his independent studio following his departure from Konami in December 2015. With Death Stranding being the first game produced by the company, the title was released for PS4 and PC, receiving a director's release with additional content. While the company hasn't announced its next project yet, it is heavily rumored on a PSVR 2 game. Oh, and I thought they was gonna keep going, but that was all the news on it.
Well, I guess
They made it.
that's where we'll have to cut it because
Well,
I got to get my hair done. So I appreciate
oh
you
man,
guys for being able to listen in to all the news that we have for today. We will definitely have to bring in some more because I know that you got some more. I know that you got some more because you just keep spilling news. It's like your whole brain is just built to leak out just a little bit of news here and there every day.
Word.
So
I got
definitely
more
gonna have to
news,
stay on
but
top
I
of
guess
that.
that's for another day, yo.
Yep.
There'll probably be old news by then.
That and then keep a close eye on the channel as well. I have a hidden video that me and Mike did, I think back when we were still in college. So I gotta bring that back. It's with us playing Watch Dogs 2. Mike was high off his ass when we were playing the game, so it was really fun. Really fun to play. So I'm gonna edit that. Check us out on Real Nerds Only, right here on
Appreciate y'all.
YouTube. If you haven't, hit the like button. Throw down a comment.
Make sure y'all subscribe, yo. Keep subscribing. I'm so happy that, and we'll bring you more information, please.
Absolutely.
We're not giving up.
Yep, we're just gonna keep her going until the wheels fall off. But aside from that, this has been me. I am Pizza from Pizza Gaming. This is
I'm Young Weezy, 16,
aka
Mighty Healthy.
aka
You know, don't forget that Southern. You know what I'm saying? How you spell my name?
What?
That's why I call it Mighty Healthy Southern. Plus, I'm and did a Southern winning streak. How you spell M-I-C? How many syllables of word is alphabet? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's why I did it. I know. I'll be wild. Word.
Aside from that, that's been us. This is Real Nerds Only signing out. We will see y'all guys next week. Peace.